Hey guys, Anime West Reacts here. Second attempt at this. This is my review for Seraph Chapter 97, Sisters. So the chapter begins with, your cover image of the chapter is Mahiru. So yeah, chapter starts off with everyone in the room reacting to girls talking about Mahiru because they obviously don't know that Mahiru and Cruel had a deal. So this is first they're hearing of it, and so they're kind of all reacting to the name Mahiru pretty much. Like, going over the rumors about her and what she's accomplished, like how she's the person who created her, yeah, person who created Curse Gear seemingly, so, like, some she's the savior of the world, other she's, like, someone who betrayed the family, stuff like that. So yeah, like Mitsuma says, or start over basically. So yeah, Shinoa says, "Wait a minute, here, Mahiru Hiragi, are you kidding?" And then she's like, "Why is my sister's name coming up all of a sudden? During all this?" Curl says, "Your sister, you're related to Mahiru Hiragi," and then Yu says, Shinoa's sister." Yoichi's kind of taken aback, and then Mitsuma explains about Mahiru Hiragi. She's the genius who invented Curse Gear and then died. And pretty much saying, without Curse Gear, humanity might really have gone extinct after the catastrophe. Most people consider her the savior of the world. But there are some rumors that say she betrayed the Hiragi family, though if anyone would know the truth, it's Shinoa. Yoichi says, wasn't there one about how she was possessing Lieutenant Colonel? And then Kimazuki says, manipulating him more like, rather than just simply possessing him. And then Shinoa is kind of lost. She just thinks, I don't know a thing about my sister. And then we go into a flashback where we see a young Shinoa strapped to like a metal table. And she's like recounting, saying, my name is Shinoa Hiragi. Or something like that. Monologue might be a better word. It says, my name is Shinoa Hiragi. And then we see these like doctors or scientists, more of like with all these needles pointing at her. She says, I was born as a guinea pig. Every day they would stick me with needles in every part of my body, in my head, in my chest, in my womb, and every time they'd say, still nothing, no reaction from the demon. And then, yeah, they're just like, the hell is going on here? Damn it, this is a failure. And then she's thinking, I was born to be a guinea pig, and I was a failure at it. So we see like the needles getting pulled out. Then the restraints she gets released from the restraints, and then one of the scientists or doctors, one of the other, I'm not entirely sure which they are, says, finish for today, Miss Shinoa, and then she just gets up saying, okay, puts her little ribbon thing she wears on, and she's thinking, or monologuing, it was an experiment to birth exceptional children. Seed was taken from the head of the Hiragi family, imbued with a curse. That seed was then used to artificially inseminate a gifted follower of the family. And then only 2 of the guinea pigs survived, that being Shinoa herself and her sister Mahiru. And she like puts her clothes on and she says, or the little narration continues saying, they had high expectations of me from the start. My sister was a once-in-a-century genius after all that only made them expect more of me, but I couldn't live up to a single one of them. And they couldn't make any more either, so yeah, we see like a flashback of someone screaming, and then she says, they told me that when my mother gave birth to me, her mind couldn't withstand the curse and disintegrated. I expect that's my fault too. And got Shinoa, or Yeah, Shinoa's asking when will they need her for the next experiment. This scientist is saying, don't worry about it, Miss Shinoa. It will be a while before we need you. And Shinoa's like, right, very true. I'm quite the incompetent after all. An utter waste of time. And then the scientist is like, no, it isn't your fault. And then Shinoa just says, oh yes it is, I'm a disappointment, a big time wasting disappointment. So monologue is continuing. I knew it. Or she says, I knew that if they were experimenting on me less, that likely meant they were doing more to my sister. I was so disappointed in myself. And then we have Mahiru appear. And she's saying, Shinoa, there you are. How was it? And then Shinoa just says, I was incompetent again. And then Mahiru says, oh really, that's too bad. When I'm such a genius too. And then she's like stretching, walking down a hallway, saying, ta-da! Hello there, everyone. Your lovely genius heroine has arrived. Let's all conduct some happy little experiments today. And they're all like, Miss Mahiru. And then Shinoa's like, exactly, my sister was a genius. That's why no one ever paid attention to me. Magic, athletic swordsmanship. No matter what she did, Mahiru was always in the spotlight. And we go to like a big kind of arena area where two people are fighting, and then a young Kureto and Mahiru are like on the sidelines. So we got Shinya fighting someone. And he's like, "Woo, did you see that? I beat Shinya, you weakling. You act way too high and mighty for a mere adopted brother. Mwahahaha." And then Shinoa's just like, "Aren't you embarrassed at yourself? It's blatantly obvious that you're holding back." And Shinya just kind of like up against the wall and says, you noticed?" That Shinoa says, I think everyone in the world noticed except for one person. And then, yeah, it's like, then I did. And Shinya says, then I did perfectly. I'm a pro at holding back, you know. And then, yeah, Shinoa's like, keep throwing like that, and my sister will become disillusioned with you. And she says, you were brought here to be her fiance, right? It's the only reason that the family's keeping you. And then Shinya says, keeping, am I a pet then? Or want me to bark for you, woof woof. So now that Shinya and this other guy, might be Gurren, but I'm not entirely sure, their match is done, Mahiru and Kureto come down. And so yeah, Kureto's just like, don't you dare hold back. And you got Mahiru saying, yes, of course I won't. So they immediately start fighting, and then Shinya's on the sidelines. We've got Shinya talking to Shinoa, saying, but you know Shinoa, she's already in love with someone. I'm really curious about him. So yeah, I guess this one definitely wasn't Gurren. So while they're talking, you have Mahiru and Kureto just going at it. So like Kureto stabs at her, she dodges, and then flips him onto the ground, and she just sits down on top of him. Says, "Whew, boy, that was close. You're so good, brother." And he's like, "Damn it, stop messing around." And then Shinya saying, "What kind of guy could get that monster of a genius to fall in love with him? I'm dying of curiosity." So you got Kureto and Shinya, and then Shinoa thinking, everyone is watching my sister. Everyone thinks about her, but me, all I could do was look up to her. We are both daughters of the head of the Hiragi family. We're both guinea pigs born from the same curse, but my sister and I were different as night and day. So yeah, now we go to, I guess, their room, or Shinoa's room. She like finished drinking something and lays down on the bed, looks over at the picture of Mahiru and Gurren, and she's thinking Mahiru was in love with someone. Apparently thinking about him would keep her up at night. It was only when she was talking about him that she acted like a normal, everyday girl. So then, yeah, we got Mahiru's like, "Oh, are you going to ask who this is, really?" And then Shino's just like, "No, not really." And then she just starts blabbering about him, saying, "Oh, his name's Gurren. He's so cute and so nice." And Shino's just like, "I wasn't asking." And then Mahiru says, "He always tries so hard at everything, and even though we're totally different status, he still cares for me." And then she's like, "I'm in love. Thinking about Gurren makes my heart feel warm and skip a beat." And then Shino's like, "Oh, is that so?" And Mahiru's like, "So yeah, she." And Shino's like, she. Have you? And then she pretty much asks her, "Have you ever been in love?" And she's like, "I'm only 4, thank you." Like, I was 5 when I fell in love, though. Or Mahir says I was 5 when I fell in love, though. Yeah, you probably haven't. And then Shinoa says, "I'm not even sure what I know what it is." And Mahir is like, "But you will someday. After all, both of us are girls." And Shinoa's like, "Because we're girls, huh?" And Mahir says, "Yep, because we're girls." And then Shinoa just thinks girls. And then Mahir looks at her in the picture and she says, "But you know Shinoa." And then she says, "Yes." And then Mahir says, "We were both, or were born with a demon already implanted inside of us. Love, despair, emotions like that all boil down to desire. When our desires go wild, our demons will try to use those to control us. You have dreams, right?" And then Mahir says, "Dirty dreams every night." And then Shino's like, "I do, yes." And then Mahir says, "Okay, if you can't ever let anyone know you have them. We're already guinea pigs. If they find out we do have a demon inside, they'll subject us to even worse experiments that will kill us." And then Shinoa just kind of doesn't say anything. And then Mahir continues saying, "That said, you can't let the demon know you have desires either. If it finds them, it will devour you from the inside and possess you. So you can't let pretty much anyone find out you have any kind of desires, period. So the demon finds it, it'll devour them. The scientists find it, they'll probably just experiment on them to the point where it kills them, like she said." And so Mahir says, "Hey Shinoa, have they taught you about periods yet? About menstruation and menarche?" Nah, I don't know if I said that word right. Shinoa shakes her head. "No," she says. And then Mahir says, "It's something that happens to girls when yours comes, your desires will really start to run rampant, making it even more difficult to keep your demon under control. Before that happens, before anyone finds out that you do have power, I'm going to completely destroy any emotion you have." And she says, "Every day starting now, I'm going to beat you bloody. I'll traumatize you so badly you won't remember anything." And she knows, like, huh? So yeah, then immediately Mahir just starts punching and kicking her and throwing her all over the place. And like smashes her head into a wall, and she's like, Mahir says, "Let the pain engrave this deep in your mind. No matter what torture they put you through, you will not react, understood?" She's like, "Your existence has no value. You are incompetent. You are powerless. You have no will. You have no emotions." And then she knows, like, grunting because pain, pretty much, I guess. And she says, think I understand your intent, big sister, but," and then Mahir's like, "Oh." And she's like, "I've beaten you this badly, and you still react like that. Breaking you is going to take more effort than I thought." And then Shinoa says, "But then you'll be left alone. What will happen to you if I'm useless and everyone's expectations will fall to you?" And then Mahiru just kind of looks at her, and Shinoa continues talking, says, "But you're in love, right? You're just a normal girl. What will happen to you when you're left all alone?" blah. And then Mahir says, I'll be fine, I'm a genius after all. And Shinoa says, I knew she was lying. I think that was the first time I caught a glimpse of her true feelings. My sister was a genius. She could do anything, but in the back of her eyes I saw a glimpse of fear. And Shinoa says, really? But aren't you scared, big sister? And she says, no, I'm fine. Shinoa says, no, that's a lie. You're scared, but you're still pushing yourself, trying to do it all alone. She's like, let me help. I want to. And then gets thrown again. And she says, you're nothing but dead weight. And then, yeah, she stands up on the bed. And then Shinoa has, like, her eyes wide open. Or, no. Like, see, like, period blood type thing, I guess. So she thinks menstruation. She said that when Menarche hits, it makes controlling your demon harder. And if that's the case, then Shinoa is just like, big sister, are you? And then you see like her bleeding from her lip. And then she says, it's okay, Shinoa, I'm complete control of myself. I've been experimenting on myself in secret to make certain I can keep that control. And then Shinoa's like, but and she says, someday I'm going to cut the demon out of you and take it into myself. Then you can go back to being a normal human. And then Shinoa's like, wait, hold on, big sister. What'll happen to you then? You're in love, right? Don't you want to be a normal girl too? And then Mahir says, I can't anymore. I can't give this defiled body of mine to Gura, not after I've been experimenting on it so much for so long. But if I somehow get to see him again someday, he says that he still loves me. And then she stops and says, but it won't happen. That's a dream, right? Right out of a shoujo manga. And she says, the world isn't that kind. If I let myself fall in love, I won't be able to protect my baby sister. And Shinoa's like, let me fight too. I want to fight with you. And then she gets hit again and says, don't worry, I'll take care of that. Your emotions, your memories, any desire your demon could use, I'm going to make it all go away. So no one ever notices. I'm going to break you into bits to keep you safe. And then, yeah, she's like, big sister. Or she's like, but big sister, because she like takes out a needle. And she says, I love you, Shinoa. And she's like, wait, don't. It's like, I love you and goodbye, Shinoa. So yeah, then back to present. Shinoa's thinking, I don't know anything about my sister. I don't know anything about her battles. She betrayed the family on her own. She betrayed the Gakya sect on her own. She confronted the vampires on her own, and she changed the world. And then Shinoa says, tell me, please, what did my sister do? So chapter ends when she meets Cruel, pretty much. And Cruel is like, what's this? Who are you? And then we got, yeah, the first meeting, I guess, between Mahir and Cruel. Mahir is saying, why, hello there, your majesty. I'm just a human. And I know where they are. You, Michaela, even Asher Tepes. I know where all of them are, and I've come to tell you. And so, yeah, that's the chapter. So overall, it's a pretty good chapter. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like. Comment down below. Subscribe for more anime reaction reviews and manga reviews. Check links down below in my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. And yeah, I'll see y'all for the next chapter. So yeah, later.